hopefully.
Are you still working on it?
Put my homework away.
Yo, what up?
No, 3, 2, 1.
Episode 50. We're doing a live in the gym that we're training out of, CrossFit Breaking Boundaries. What's up, guys?
Hey.
Hey, man.
Who is everybody?
I'm Amanda Fisher.
Amanda's been on the podcast before.
I'm Nicole Corey. First time on the podcast.
First time.
Long time listener, first time caller.
This is your first podcast ever, huh?
Probably, yeah. Thanks for making me nervous.
That's the goal.
Awesome. And I'm Andre. This is also my first podcast ever.
Sick. Well, we have tons of listeners, so yeah.
Millions.
Millions.
Great.
Awesome.
Okay, would you guys rather do burpees for the rest of your life or run for the rest of your life?
Oh.
I feel like this is directed at me and me.
Everybody.
Feel personally attacked by this question.
Oh.
At least I'd probably say run.
You would run?
Yeah, because you can at least like switch up the scenery,
You can
see
do
nice
burpees
things.
anywhere.
You can do burpee broad jumps to places.
No, it sounds awful.
I would have to agree, run. At least you can go places, see things.
I'd probably go with run also.
Okay.
Wanted to say be different and say burpees, but I really don't think I'd choose that.
No, that'd be miserable. It's like talking to somebody and doing a burpee. or you're talking and running around in circles. Like one or two. Cool.
I asked that to one of my CrossFit classes now.
I bet you everybody says running.
Yeah, we'll find out. I'll make a poll tomorrow.
Have you had a good what would you rather get? Or what were some of the questions you asked your classes this week?
I asked where people were born.
What was the weirdest place?
Not weird place, but this morning there was a guy who was born in South Africa, in Italy. I almost said Italia. Italy and Egypt.
Wow,
Those are
okay.
three of the coolest.
Okay.
it's a pretty diverse group.
Yeah,
Interesting.
Right on.
but
So-
I haven't had any good would you rather questions lately.
Bummer.
Yeah.
You two are first time on the podcast. What kind of athletic background do you guys have?
Go ahead. You can go first.
All right.
Mine's extensive.
Yeah, let me go first. I don't want to.
Damn.
I don't want to fall after Nicole. It's very sweet of you for letting me go first. So after 8 years in the big leagues, no, I basically played baseball all my life until junior, senior year of high school, and basically got burnt out. Then after that, just did recreational fitness like tennis, spin class.
Tennis is a recreational fitness.
Yeah, it is.
What?
It's like it's intense. Lifetime sports, you know. All about the longevity, cycling, spin classes, and that's basically it. And then maybe 6 or 7 years ago, I picked up CrossFit, and basically did like normal class programming, an hour in a day.
Yeah.
Until maybe a year and a half, 2 years ago, then I started doing it more than just an hour a day. And
2 or 3 years ago, you started doing more than an hour a day?
Yeah, like I was just basically doing class stuff, and then I want to get better. So
What
I would
gave
do
you the bug to get better?
I
I don't think a lot of people talk about that.
yeah,
Like what actually clicked that they're like, I want to be competitive.
that's a good question. So when I first started, I started at gyms that were like great gyms, but it didn't really have a big competitive following.
Okay, yeah.
And honestly, competitive CrossFit was just very elusive to me.
Yeah.
It seemed like, you have to do some or be like part of this like super exclusive crew to be at the games or whatnot. And then I started meeting more people and realizing like, oh, hey, like this is somewhat like attainable if I actually do it.
Yeah.
But I didn't really know how to do that. And so I just started doing more stuff than what I was doing. Like, okay, instead of training 1 hour a day, I'll train like 2 hours a day. And just following like, I don't know, Gen Pop programming, I guess.
Yeah.
Whatever I could find free online. And honestly, like it got me fairly fit.
Yeah.
But like now I'm realizing that like it takes a lot more than just, crushing 3-4 Metcons a day and snatching every day in order to get better.
Yeah, especially if you're a powerful athlete like all of us.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, no doubt. No
so
doubt.
that's me, man.
Yeah, sweet.
All right.
Go ahead, take it
So
away. Put me to shame.
It wasn't a jab at you. It was just like a jab at myself for just being really old, having an old competitive age.
Then the call should take.
Okay. actually, so started gymnastics when I was 6 years old. Started there, was a gymnast for 18 years. And then in middle school, high school, played all the sports, volleyball, basketball, tennis, ultimate frisbee. I ran cross country for 2 weeks and quit. But then my other main sport in high school was weightlifting. So
this is weightlifting where you bench pressed and
clean and
jerk, right? Yeah.
And a little humble brag, I won state in high school, so that was cool.
Florida national champion.
So I had a background in gymnastics and weightlifting really, really early on. After high school, went to college and basically gained my freshman 15 my freshman year. Didn't do much except club gymnastics at Georgia Tech. And then that summer after my freshman year, I got introduced to CrossFit and walked in and was like immediately like, this is where I belong. Right? Like I knew how to do a toes to bar, I knew how to do pull-ups, I knew how to walk on my hands, I knew how to do a clean and jerk, like
former gymnast.
Yeah. So it was like immediate competitiveness the second I walked into a CrossFit gym. So I actually started in Florida and then went, because it was the summertime, so I was in Florida at the time. And then when I moved back to Atlanta to go into my next year of school, I actually looked up the most competitive gym in the Atlanta area. And went to CrossFit Atlanta because that was like the hot gym at the time.
What time frame was this?
2012.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So they were sending teams to the games.
They were the
time.
gym at the time.
Yeah.
And so in 2012, that was my first open ever. And they, by chance, ended up on their regionals team that year. And like the alternate to the alternate couldn't do it. And so like, they just kept like filtering through people and they were looking for anyone to basically jump in on the team. And they asked me to do it. We did it and actually won regionals, which was cool. So like I said, early competitive career way back when. And then after that point, I was the alternate on that team until 2014. And I was like, I don't want to be alternate anymore. So I left and went individual, pretty much exclusively doing class programming and qualified regionals in 2015.
Back when you could do that.
Yeah.
Actually, there's a girl that did that at the games this year, but I think I don't know much about her, but I think she had a more extensive background than that. Like, I think she competed on a team at the games. But I could be totally wrong about that. So if you're listening, don't
take that with a grain of salt.
But yeah, so qualified individual, regional 2015, and then you did like all the, like did the Wadapaloozas. I did Wadapalooza League for a few years. Didn't qualify regionals 2016, was out for an injury 2017, and then qualified again 2018, and then I retired.
Until last year.
And then I retired.
Same.
Retired, and then another year later, tore my ACL and meniscus. And then another year later, I guess almost a year later, by chance, came and trained with you guys by a DM by Logan Southern.
Shout out.
He didn't even show up either.
Oh,
He texted me on the
Wait, really?
Yeah, he texted me on my way here. I did not know any of you guys. And he was like, yeah, I'm going to be a couple hours late.
Classic Southern.
So I was like,
was that the camp day?
It was the week before that.
Oh, okay.
And I was like, do they even know I'm coming? Like, I don't know anybody.
I just recently sent her a picture. I found a picture, one of Brandon's pictures. I was like,
yeah.
let's work out together.
What was the workout that we did? Was
We did
was
like
that the
rowing and power cleans.
That was the partner workout, but we started with muscle ups.
It was muscle ups, snatches, and burpee box shoulders, right?
Oh, yeah.
What was it, like 3, 4, 5 for like 10?
Yeah, something like that.
It was one of those ones that you
could partition
format it, however you want to. It was just like get the word.
So I did like 10 rounds of like a small number of muscle ups, however many snatches, and then like 5.
I do remember I had done like 40 muscle ups the day before too.
Oh god.
Still comes in here and kicks everybody's butts.
Uh-oh, great. That's sweet. Right on.
And then I mean the rest is history. You guys talked me into it. I didn't want to at first. Tried to back out a couple times. got talked into competing, and then we qualified our team. So this is really my first true team experience was this past season.
Because 2012 was literally all individual workouts for teams.
Yeah.
They took the individual workouts and just broke them up and made the teams do them.
They were all individual workouts.
Yeah. So it was literally who had the best 6 people at your gym.
Yep.
Was basically what it was.
And you didn't have to do all of the events.
Yeah. It was like,
so you got to pick and choose which ones you did.
Like
I
some
only
people
did 3 events.
Yeah, like some people didn't even compete on a day, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
You could have done it like that.
Okay.
I only did 3 events and was like training the next Monday, and there were people at the gym were like, "What are you doing here?" I was like, "I didn't do anything."
Well, they're like, "It's 3 on, 1 off. What do you do?"
That's so cool. I get super like bummo when I listen to you guys like talk about like old school CrossFit in like 2012, 2013, and I remember people coming up to me in college and just being like, "Yeah, like you should try out CrossFit," and I'm like, dude, like I'm not joining that cult. Like I know how to work out. Like I go to spin and do tennis. Like whatever. Like I don't need you guys.
Go to spin and do tennis.
Yeah, and then like 5 years later, I'm like, dang, like what would have happened, you know? But
I was just talking about that with my sister this morning.
Yeah.
Because I walked into my first time I walked into a CrossFit gym was 6 years before I started CrossFit, and I was like, this sounds so
That's
cool.
long ago.
Yeah, I was like,
a long time.
it was in 2012. I was a freshman in college. And I was like, this looks so sick. I can't afford it.
Yeah, that was another.
Because I was in college. I didn't, you know, like.
I wonder why more gyms like that are in college towns don't do like college discount. Like if you come with a student ID, you can come for like $50 a month.
They had a student discount, but it was like still
over
$100.
Yeah, which is super
discount
daunting when you're like 21, 19,
and I was
20.
also a college athlete, so I didn't really have time to work.
Right.
So I like but it had been like $50, $75 a month. I probably would have started CrossFit 6 years
maybe
earlier.
you could just like, obviously I don't own the gym, but like run a specific hour for college kids only. So like if you get 50 that sign up, you know what you can program for that specific hour, you know? But I don't know.
But yeah, I feel the same way whenever they talk about old school CrossFit. Like,
yeah, we could have been there.
Could have been there.
Yeah.
It was different for sure.
Yeah.
You probably, I honestly, like you're probably fortunate that you didn't come in because was so much less knowledge about killing yourself.
Yeah.
Like I was ruined after 8 years.
People train a lot smarter now.
Way smarter. Yeah. Like literally like the 3 on 1 off mentality was like what everybody did until pretty much outlaw became popular in 2012, 2013. And they went with a 3 on 1 off, 2 on 1 off model, which is what you see now.
Yeah.
Which is like, I think it's classic literature from some dude from South Africa. I can't remember. He's like, I can't remember. I'm going to butcher it.
Some guy.
He wrote periodization. But yeah, honestly, I think people are lucky because like you can see now, like if you have smart training within 2 to 3 years, you're at a pretty high level in the sport. Whereas like before it was like, hey, you're going to get really good in a year and then just fall off the face of the planet. Like maybe you have 2 years of competing at a really high level, but then your body is just fucking done after that.
Yeah.
Especially for like more powerful athletes. So like, honestly, I think you guys are probably, everyone finds it. That's what I tell people all the time is like, everyone finds it when they're supposed to find it, you know? And then you just kind of go from there.
Yeah.
And then you retire for a little while.
And then I apparently have a knack of bringing people back.
There are so many people that are just like coming out of the woodworks again. So this is our team for fittest.
Yeah.
Ooh. We have 4 teams there. So it's going to be crazy.
It's the Blacklisted division.
We have 4 teams, 3 individuals and 1 masters athlete. We actually just had somebody had to withdraw, unfortunately. COVID. Yeah, gets everybody. So yeah, we're gonna have like a pretty good showing there. But how you guys feel about the comp?
I'm excited. I've never been before. So a little change of scenery, little kind of pre-season tune-up game, if you will, right?
Sure.
Yeah, kind of get you pumped for the season, and it's not a small, it's like a medium-sized competition.
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
all the teams there would be semifinal teams
Yeah.
for sure. So, like, pretty much walk into semifinals. So the teams there, the team side of the competition is legit. Oh yeah, there's some people walking around. If you guys can hear that, that's Zumba also.
Yeah.
So sorry about that.
Yeah, it's probably like the biggest team of 4 competition
Mhm.
out there
Now
outside of like
a
the
semifinal
CrossFit
now.
team,
Yeah. Big Impact seemed pretty big actually.
oh,
Back in
yeah.
September, we just weren't able to do that. Everyone
Right.
was super messed up at that point in time.
Yeah, we were.
We're still hurting pretty bad.
Yeah. Yeah.
But yeah, I'm excited for TFX. Last year was my first year doing it. Did it team in the pro division. Also, completely different team this year. So I'm
Yeah, right.
excited.
Yeah.
I'm excited for it. It was a fun comp. The workouts that we know so far look fun.
Yeah. Yeah. They're 2 of them are really good for us for
Mhm.
sure. Yeah. We'll see how the other ones go.
Yeah.
They're great. We're gonna crush them.
Yeah. How do you feel about making the jump from intermediate team division to pro?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's
That's skipping a
it's
step.
different. Yeah. So last year I competed on the team intermediate, and it was fun. Like it was a good comp. I think it was like maybe my second team of 4 competition
Okay.
like ever.
Was the other one Wadapalooza?
Yeah, Wadapalooza, maybe the year before. They took a year off, so I can't really remember.
Yeah, was that?
It was.
I think it was this year.
2019?
Yeah, it was 2019.
Oh yeah, it was.
Because
Yeah.
they took off in
2019.
2020.
Yeah.
So it was fun. This year definitely have a different mindset going in it, knowing that it's basically like a semifinals field.
Mhm.
But I feel like I just have to be a little bit more like mentally engaged. I think this year is already better because last year I had COVID literally the week before competition, so I feel a little bit better there. But yeah, I'm super pumped. I'm really excited. I
For sure.
think it'll be a good challenge for me,
Yeah.
and really get to have a taste of like true like competitive CrossFit. So
Yeah.
I'm excited for that.
Yeah. I think this is a good competition to like get your feet wet for that level too, because it's not like it is a big competition, but it's not like a super serious, not necessarily serious, but as big as like Wadapalooza or something like that, where like you have thousands of people watching you. Here it's probably just a couple hundred, maybe 1,000. So
that was me last year. It was my
really?
first
Yeah.
like big. It was my first like bigger team of 4 competition.
Yeah.
Where like money was on the line for the
Mhm.
podium. Like that was me last year.
Yeah, it actually like I was at Wadapalooza just spectating last weekend. Actually gave me like a lot of like the itch, I guess, to really compete and get out there at like a high level, just watching the elite teams and just the mentality, like they just like get after it. And I'm like, all right, I'm ready to just like get after it and see what we can do. So yeah, I'm pretty pumped for it.
Yeah. That competition in general is just so much fun.
Yeah.
Like,
So fun.
they do a good job of creating a good atmosphere there.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you haven't competed.
I haven't competed or spectated at it.
Yeah.
I've
You
never
never been?
I've never
Oh,
been
man,
to
you gotta go.
Wadapalooza.
Yeah.
I know it's on my goals list for next year. Individual.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I pretty much competed at this one and thought I was done. Then it wasn't.
Until this year.
Because that was for me too. It's like one of the bucket list items,
Yeah.
and then I did it, and then but it's sick. That stage is pretty cool
Mm-hmm.
It looks really cool.
It's so cool.
Yeah.
because you competed individual there, right?
Individual elite for 3 years. Yeah.
Wow.
She posted a really great throwback last week. Was it last week?
Yeah, in my L sit.
Yeah.
I had
Check out her
I had a
Instagram.
swimsuit on, pants on, a swim cap,
Goggles.
goggles, and sunglasses in an
Wow.
L sit.
NM Corey on Instagram. NM Nicole Marie
What
Corey.
event is this?
It was called Sit, Shoot, Swim.
Shoot.
Shoot. Yeah. So we L sit, wall ball shots,
Mm.
and then
Oh.
swim. And that was the event. That was pretty much it.
How
I
long?
think you
How
went
many wall ball? Or how long did you have to L sit it for?
Didn't you say to
15 a minute?
accumulate?
2 minutes?
Yeah.
You had to accumulate.
accumulate.
How many sets did it take you to do that in?
I do not remember.
A lot.
She's a former gymnast, probably not.
Yeah,
right?
probably.
She's
probably
probably like
also-
2
yeah,
minutes
one
done.
go.
Maybe 2 or 3. I don't remember. That was a long
They're so
time
long.
ago.
They're so long. Fuck.
My first one was like 10 seconds, and then maybe 5. Maybe 5.
I'd be like, oh, I'm making up on the wall balls.
Yeah, seriously.
I've actually done 3 competitions that have had L6 in them.
Really?
I've
Done
one.
3.
No, thank you.
Wadapalooza had it, Beach Brawl had it, and then I did like I don't remember the name of it. It was like a medium-sized local competition, but had like a decent amount of money on the line, and I was like, let me go enter that one. And also had an LSIT in it.
Did you win that event?
No, I haven't won any of the LSIT events.
But she won a snatch event. Wasn't that at which competition
Regionals.
was that? Regionals.
Yeah, I won a regionals event. It was a max snatch. I got second at a Wadapalooza.
Was that the 100-foot, or was that the max snatch into the 100-foot handstand walk?
Yeah,
in
the way
2015?
around. So it was handstand walk into a max snatch, and I won my heat for the handstand walk, and I think I got 3rd overall on that one, and then tied for 1st on the snatch.
Yeah.
What'd you snatch? This was 2015.
2015, yeah, I think I snatched 176.
Heck yeah.
That won
Nice.
regionals at the time.
That's so
This is
crazy.
Old school.
Yeah,
CrossFit.
yeah.
Now, what was it, like 10 people at MAC hit 200?
Yeah.
No, it wasn't that many.
Not that many, no.
There
but
were-
okay,
What was it, like 5?
I was gonna say
at
maybe
least?
a handful.
It was 5 at MAC,
Mhm.
and then there was like another 5 at Granite Games, I think.
Mhm.
It's insane how it's like just increasing every year.
Yeah, I mean,
Or, like,
Alessandro
hitting, like,
Piscelli, I
300
think,
now.
hit 215 at Granite Games.
Yeah.
Which is like probably better than 60% of the men in CrossFit,
Mhm.
which is
It's
snatch.
crazy.
Yeah, right?
It was like 3 or 4 guys hit 300 plus at the games last
Yeah,
year.
yeah, yeah.
It made me feel good that they were all like over 30.
Yeah, we're old
I
as
think,
fuck, too.
yeah. I was like, yes. I think Travis, Vince Smith, and
How
like
old are you?
31.
Oh.
Yeah,
I keep thinking
they're
you're
all
like 27.
no,
but
dude,
I said,
I'm old.
I asked,
I'm a
Faith was
baby,
here
Auntie.
earlier. I was like, yeah, and you're like, what, like 22, 23? She's like, 27. I'm like, oh, Jesus.
Faith is 27?
Exactly.
Oh my
I
gosh,
didn't
I
realize
would have
she
guessed
was that
she was
old.
like 24.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yep. We're old as fuck too. We're gonna need like Bengay as we come off the floor.
Nicole always has her tiger
I
mom.
Yeah, I freaking just tore my lat last week or something, my shoulder. So I mean, I did upper body pulling tonight. So such is CrossFit. So what do you guys think about the season? Pretty much the same as last year. I think this is the first time we have had consistency minus Castro getting fired since
Since I started CrossFit
because
in 2017.
Since what,
20
2018?
I think it was
2019 was when they.
2015. It was
2018.
2015 to 2016 because in 2017 to 2018 they cut the teams down from 6 to
Oh.
4.
Mhm.
Mm.
Yep.
And then 2017 to 2018, isn't that when they switched regionals to sanctionals?
18 to
18 to
19.
19.
19.
Yeah.
But I think in the 5 years I've been doing CrossFit, it's been different every
Yeah.
single year
Yep.
until this year.
Because I started competing on the second open, which I think was 2012. And it was that stayed the same. 2012 stayed the same. 2013 was the same. And then in 2014, they changed it down to 48 people in your region. And then in 2015, they created the super regions. And then 15 to 16 was the same, like the only years that were the same. And then it's been changing for the last 5 years after that.
My family literally said they gave up on trying to figure out what the
Oh,
CrossFit
it's not-
season
yeah,
looks
it's
like.
Yeah. I have a client right now that's like, did you see how they're doing teams this year? I'm like, no, can you send me what it is? He like sends it to me. I'm like, holy fuck, it's the
It's
same.
the same. They do have 2 North American semifinals that haven't been announced yet, though. West
Yeah.
Coast and Granite Games are not currently on the list.
The
Oh,
MAC
really?
is the only one. I
MAC
think. Yeah.
and then Atlas Games.
Okay. Is that
But it
here or is
most-
that Canada? Is that
That's North America.
okay? That's true. Yeah. Forgive me.
Whoa.
Wow. I meant like domestic.
How many tennis balls did you
How
get?
do you, can you edit this? What's like that? What's the thing? What's the thing here? Yeah. Sorry. Excuse me.
Oh yeah, they just announced that today.
Wow.
I'm trying to move past it. I'm
Yeah,
trying.
thank you. Just keep going. Keep going. So
Yeah, they just announced that today. Mac and Atlas games are there.
Okay.
But then it just says like CrossFit semifinal event for in the first week, and then the third week, I think the week of Mac, there's Mac and then another North American one.
Oh, interesting. Okay.
I think. I don't know. But 2, we don't know.
Is Atlas Games going to be in person yet? Who knows?
I
don't even think
didn't
you can
say.
freaking travel to Canada right now.
you can. So we have a company trip
Yeah.
the first week of March, and the borders are still open. So it's interesting. I have to figure out where I'm gonna do one of the open workouts
In Canada?
in Canada
In March.
in March. Yeah,
You should do it outside.
dude, I might have to, honestly. If they do it anything like last year, like all I need is a dumbbell and hopefully
That's
like
true.
a rope, and like I'll be in mittens doing double unders.
I
and
think
snatches.
Make Wants Great Again posted a video today of this fucking gym in the tundra.
Yeah.
And they put
Yeah.
mats outside, like all their
Mhm.
equipment outside.
It's all
These people-
frozen.
Yeah.
It's all
So-
frozen. These people are doing thrusters in like
Oh.
0-degree
I
weather.
saw
Yeah.
that.
I'm like,
Is that in, like,
absolutely
Iceland or
not.
something like that?
Maybe I don't know where.
I think
was.
it was Canada because
It
I've
was
heard
Canada?
I've heard that the gyms were closed.
Oh my
Still,
God.
I'm not sure. I hope they're open back up in March.
Yeah.
I don't know what I'm gonna do. We'll
Yeah.
see.
Well, good luck.
Thanks.
Yeah.
Godspeed.
Still snows out there.
I know.
At that time of
Oh
the
well.
year.
Found like a hotel gym or something.
Yeah.
Lucky.
That'd be awesome if you were doing wall walks in the hotel.
Yeah.
Like, sir.
Wall walks
it's
on a snowbank. There you go.
fine. Ooh. there
That'd
we
be
go.
interesting.
Yeah.
I don't know how you measure that though.
Dre just falls into this. Oh.
The descent might be easier though, into the snow. Okay, so yeah, O'Keefe is leaving Loud and Live, so they might not even be a thing anymore. So
That
that
was
would
West Coast,
explain
right?
West Coast and Granite
Mhm.
Games. Yeah,
Oh, you were both on.
yeah, they were both Loud and Live. So if
Yeah.
him leaving means they leave the CrossFit space, it'll be interesting to see what happens to West Coast and Granite Games if somebody buys those two competitions.
And then it becomes like Wadapalooza, like a preseason comp or an
Yeah, or
season
they
comp.
stay sanctioned comps, or yeah. I mean, to be honest, I don't know how they made money last year. Like they literally did teams of 4 and individuals and like rented out a Coliseum or an arena in Las Vegas for West Coast. Like
That was like not even a quarter filled of people.
that cannot be
Yeah.
cheap. Yeah.
Yeah.
Like that cannot be cheap. And then Granite Games rented out the freaking
Vikings.
practice stadium, so that can't be cheap either. So I don't know. Yeah, I mean, I don't know what they would. Yeah, I don't know. I feel like they have to figure out a way to open up to like more people, like team of 3 and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I don't know. We'll see.
Did they decide whether the games are going to be in Dallas this year or?
Well, that'd be next year, right?
I say they're in
Is it
Madison
next-
for
is
one
it
more
next
year.
Yeah.
Okay,
It's-
gotcha.
Yeah,
Yeah.
they're
It's
looking
the
for the
following year.
2023.
2023, I think, is when
Okay.
it's up for voting. Is Dallas one of the places that they're?
It was.
Yeah.
That'd be
I think
interesting.
Dallas,
awesome.
they were still looking at staying in Madison possibly, weren't they?
I don't know.
I think,
just
well, at
heard
least Madison
Dallas.
put in a bid. There was one other place.
Austin.
No, it wasn't 2 in Texas.
Mm,
I
I
can't
can't remember the third place.
California. Are they bringing it back to California?
That'd be kind of cool.
It was so awesome there.
It seems the best place to do it.
It was.
I mean,
I went to Madison this year, and they have a good like venue at Madison,
Yeah.
but it's literally the freaking Midwest. Like nobody wants to go to the Midwest.
mhm.
California was sick.
Oh wow.
I'm from
Oh,
the
dang.
Midwest.
I know you are. I actually love where I'm from apparently. It's the summertime. It's not like you're going in December.
It was still just like you land, and you're like, God, this is so disappointing.
Aw.
I didn't feel that way when I was at the games in Madison, okay?
All right, well, personal opinion, I guess.
It's also my home state, so it's a little
You do get cheese curds again.
Ooh.
Those are pretty good.
Mhm.
Madison is a cool town.
if you're
for
gonna
too.
have it in
Yeah.
Wisconsin,
I mean,
like
that's the place,
Madison's the
yeah,
place to have it.
100%.
Otherwise, I will admit there's not a whole lot happening in Wisconsin.
I'm not like, obviously, like you probably have bias towards the first thing you're introduced to, but like the tennis stadium in California at night under the lights was just freaking sick.
I mean, the videos all look really cool.
Yeah, and the Coliseum, like it's a cool venue, but it's just not the same as the tennis stadium.
Because the tennis, like that's outdoors, right?
It was so cool.
Yeah.
And like watching like Legless in 2013 was one of the sickest events ever. And then they did in 2014 a really cool event. It was like you sled pulled across you had to stay seated and you sled pulled across the floor, and then you went and did strict handstand push-ups. I can't remember the rep scheme, but it was like the sled got heavier and then the strict handstand push-ups got up to a bigger deficit each time. And like I think it was Josh Bridges and Rich Froning were racing each other, and it was.
Oh, that'd be cool.
Oh, that's cool.
I think that's Josh.
There was
Bridges,
an iconic like.
Yes. Yeah. Yeah. It was. That was sick too. Yeah. I don't know. So what do you guys feel? What are some things that you guys? Obviously, you guys had first team experience last year, and Dre was obviously like around, kind of watching us. What were some things that you guys kind of learned or thought about from? Or maybe gain experience with from last year that we've kind of talked about and like incorporated, or like you guys are trying to change or do differently this year? I texted you guys this question, so you should have.
Which one do you want us to answer first? Like individual training or like team training?
Let's do individual first and then move on from there. Okay.
Does that mean I have to answer first?
It sounded like you had an
answer. I need to know which one to think about now.
Which one were you thinking about?
Individual.
Okay, well let's go with that one then.
Okay. I mean, that one's kind of simple though, right? Because my training was a little unique leading into season because it was kind of like a crash course, like not really however many couple weeks before the open that I jumped into season. No training, still not
literally 2 weeks.
Literally, still not fully recovered from my knee injury. And just dove in head first, crash course, let's do this thing. And so obviously there was a lot of learning that happened in that time frame of like just like where my deficits were, what to work on after season,
where your ability levels were too.
Right. That's the thing is going into season, I was blank slate starting over. I didn't know what any of my numbers were. I didn't know like we had that 30-inch box jump workout in quarterfinals. Didn't know if I could do a 30-inch box jump. Like, everything was like brand new after the injury and being retired for so many years. So completely relearning what my body could do. So after season, I actually had a pretty good frame of like where everything was at, and then after that, that's when
we did like we were able to actually test things then too, and had like a pretty good idea of what, like from all the competitions, what we needed to work on as well.
And I mean, there's like the classic things like my strength numbers, getting them back to where they used to be and beyond in some cases now. And then just the usual stuff that I've kind of always needed work on: running, burpees, muscle ups, pulling.
But your strict handstand push-ups have gotten a lot better.
Way better than they've ever been.
Ooh,
and then as far as like actual team training, that was a massive learning curve too, like and just jumping into season so quickly. And then on top of that, first time really ever doing team training ever, which is a whole different like frame of mind.
So you guys didn't have team training back in 2012. It was just kind of like individuals do their thing and then get together.
At one point they had, this was kind of messed up. They had invited me to start training with them, and then they like rescinded their invite. They were like, you know what, you need to keep doing classes. And I was like,
welcome to OG
CrossFit. That's what they did. They did that to me, and then I was like, all right, I guess I'll do classes. Like, I don't know.
Where like you only get coaching in the classes. Because that makes sense.
But I forgot what my train of thought was before that.
you just do like your first exposure to team training.
Oh yeah.
Because you're so used to being an individual athlete.
So it was
even
such
in
a different
competition.
frame of mind, like just pure power output on team
Mhm.
training. So different, right? In
Mhm.
individual workouts, you learn to pace everything.
Yeah.
And then that's all you know.
There's no
You
pacing in
you
teams.
don't know any different, but like, okay, here's my workout and I know how to pace it.
Yeah.
On teams, you fly and die. Like that's
Yeah.
the only choice you have. And so learning that pretty much from the ground up
Yeah.
was
That-
a lot.
Yeah. Like that type of pain is so different than
It's
like
very
the
different.
individual type of pain. Like
Interesting.
you have to be willing to freaking just
It's a
hurt.
different type of like mental pressure too.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because an individual, like if you mess up, you mess up. Like that's on you, that's on your training, and like
Mhm.
it is what it is. You kind of make your bed and lie in it.
Yeah.
It only affects you.
Yeah. No, when you mess up in team
Sucks. I get to
training,
Wake up tomorrow and have friends.
when you mess up in team training, you're literally tethered to somebody. Like
Yeah.
you don't have a choice.
Yeah.
Like you're very literally dragging your team behind,
Yeah,
right? So
yeah.
it's a whole different type of pressure mentally too. So lots of learning since
Yeah,
last
yeah,
season.
yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah. It's there's some people that like that component about it, and then there's like some people that I think a lot of people dislike that component about not being able to just kind of go at your own pace, or like have to either one rely or wait for somebody else too. And like I personally, like I was gonna go individual in 2014, ended up not, worked out really well, went team, and I personally like having the camaraderie of the team and the ability to like fall back on your teammates, or they pick up your slack if you are fucking redlined and you did something stupid. Or
Yeah.
just having them there like support wise, like,
Yeah.
hey, you fucked up, but like you're gonna have to keep going. Like
Mhm.
Yeah, I think like I feel like our experience last year is probably a lot like almost the opposite, because I had been training by myself
yeah.
for freaking I don't know years at that point. I had never like competed individually, like really at a high level, but like I was training by myself. So for me, like when you came in and like started training with us, it was like I as an individual, I love that because I think you make me a better individual athlete.
Mhm.
Because I like pretty much all my competitive experience, I've done like 2 or 3 like small individual competitions, but otherwise it's all team.
Mhm.
So I'm really used to the fly and die, like that. I'm really good at the fly and die. Like let me go hard for a short amount of time and then give me a short break and then let me go hard again. Like that's like I'm really used to that. But like obviously the better individual you are too. So I think like you coming in and having somebody to push me and help me learn how to like better execute individual workouts was like a big, like one of my bigger like individual learning things from last year.
Yeah. And that's like I think everybody needs to have team experience and individual experience, because there's so many lessons that you can learn from each side of the sport, like how to pace a workout in the individual side of things, and oh shit, this is an intensity level that I never touch on the team side of things if you're an individual athlete, and vice versa. So what'd you learn individually last year?
I think that my gymnastics ability is better than I think it is. I still struggle with that, but and just I always in my brain, like with a workout where I see a barbell. I love barbell. Yeah, and like this has come up recently in my training. It's like if it's a lightweight barbell, I'm always like, I'm broken on the barbell. I'll break up the gymnastics. But I'm learning it's like you don't have to go unbroken on the barbell to like you actually may go faster if you just break up that barbell. Yes, you'll still break up the gymnastics, but because you didn't go unbroken on the barbell, your broken gymnastics will also go faster because you didn't just blow up your grip or whatever it was on the barbell, even though sure it's a lightweight and you can move it. Like so just kind of those sorts of things, learning that you don't have to go unbroken just because you can.
Yeah. But we're also, I think one of the other things that you're learning is like how to get into gymnastics quicker, and then some
Yeah.
of your sets that you're holding are like significantly higher than
Mhm.
they're used to. So like we're giving you more confidence in like kind of like what you said, like your gymnastics are better than
Mhm.
than that you perceive them to be.
Mhm.
But now we're working on like, hey, there is a barbell. Now go get into your fucking ring muscle ups and do them.
Yeah.
So, what did you learn last year?
So last year was an interesting experience for me because it was my first real exposure to seeing a regional semifinals, whatever you want to call it, like team train with you guys.
Did you start after regionals were a thing, or
no? Like
you said 6 years, right? 6 years ago.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I remember I just like I might have done maybe 3 or 4 like full opens.
Oh, okay.
You know, like because it's like I don't really like I know I'm not gonna qualify for regionals or whatever it is, and you know I might miss a week here or whatnot, and I didn't have a team.
So
So I've only done it really a few times, but the past couple of years I've done it.
Yeah.
But last year was really the first year that you know I think I kind of got after it a little bit. Even then, like I was still traveling and getting COVID and all that. So
right.
It was really cool to just see you guys and kind of be around, just hold the whole process.
Yeah.
And I think in between then and now, like I've always struggled kind of with my aerobic base, so to speak, and pacing. Like I go out really hot, but historically on teams it's been okay because I've been able to go and then recover and then go again, kind of what Amanda alluded to. But also they were intermediate teams, so I've been able to just kind of no disrespect, kind of chill a little bit.
You've been like pretty much better than everybody else on the team,
come on, I'm not gonna say that, but it's like
you didn't, Kyle did.
Sometimes reality is reality, right? You were like, it's not a knock against them, but like you were just a better athlete than them, where like your sets and your aerobic capacity was better than theirs. So like
it was more like understanding, like seeing the bird's eye view of like, okay, like where am I gonna have to pick this up? Like pick it up for the team, kind of like that.
Okay.
Now, like TFX last year, I was getting over COVID and all that, so it was a little bit more of a balance. But for the most part, it's been that way. But then, even then, just like training with you guys, the little bit I've been training with you guys is a different mindset. I've got in the back of my head, like, okay, Andre, like you've been working on your aerobic base, like pace a little bit. But then when I'm with you guys, it's like, oh shoot, no, you can't really pace. And it's like, oh shit, like you went out too hot, or like, no, you got to go faster. Like, they're waiting on you, So it's physical and it's also mental, just trying to figure out where I need to be. Like, do I need to just go balls to the wall and hope I recover well enough to do it again? Right. But I think that's just kind of been the learning process for me, especially the past, month and a half or so.
For sure. Yeah. I mean, you're definitely working at a much higher level than you've probably worked at before. Which is like a whole new learning curve for sure.
Like even the times like last year when I kind of like jumped in if someone was out or something like that.
Man, that squat workout that we did, you fucking died.
I did. Was it the worm?
The worm?
And I was like, it's definitely a different pressure, because I'm like, dude, especially on the worm, like you don't want to be the weak link. And here I am trying to like sub in, and I'm like, dude, they're trying to freaking get to like semifinals in the games, and like they're not going to be able to train like as high enough of level because Andre's like dropping the worm. So I'm like sitting here like dying just so that you guys can feel like you're actually, I'm helping y'all. So
we appreciated it.
It was tough.
It was me, you, and who else?
Me and Brooke, I think.
Yeah.
Because you were gone that day too, I thought.
I was
there. She was there.
Yeah. Oh, okay.
I would have felt better if it was like somebody.
And it was the four of us.
Yeah.
The four of us.
Yeah.
Funny.
Yeah.
Full circle.
It was tough, but it's been a cool experience, good learning experience for me. So
for sure. It's gonna be good for you to see Fittest experience too. That's gonna be like a huge. That's going to bring your level of competition up even more. So
it was, like I said, I was in your position last year, and it definitely was like, this is what this level looks like. All right.
So like, what were some of your like takeaways from that? Like, how did you like mentally go into it? And did you feel like there was a moment where you're like, oh shit, I'm out of my element, or when you got
The
there,
very
you're
first
just
workout.
like, oh, seriously, okay.
The first workout in general though slapped every single team in the face. I think it was that shoulder to overhead,
the handstand walk.
like the one where we were handstand walking in the dirt.
Yeah,
I fucking blocked that up. in my memory.
Yeah, I think that workout. I mean, again, every single team. I don't think it went to plan for anybody, and we took like third to last in that workout.
Yeah.
Like
Wow.
it really, and like and it also happened to me in the first workout at semifinals. We're not going to talk detail about that one, but anyway, like it's just the intensity level.
Yeah.
Like that first workout at like a bigger like elite level competition, it's just like your throat goes dry, your mouth goes dry. Like it's just like the intensity level is just, you can't duplicate it in training.
Yeah.
So you just kind of get it out.
Awesome though.
But it is like it is, and like after the first workout, you're like,
you're good.
we're okay, we're good.
Yeah.
We got like
The nerves before the first
Oh,
workout are like
gosh.
next level.
gosh. But yeah, so I think that was the biggest thing, was just kind of like hitting, like seeing what that intensity level looks like in the first workout. And I mean, obviously we don't know which one of our workouts will be the first one on Saturday, but yeah, then you just kind of settle into it.
Gotcha. Well, I'm excited.
Yeah.
It's gonna be good.
It's gonna be sick. Sweet. I don't know how long I've been going for.
Do you want me to look?
I don't know. It looks probably close to. This might be over an hour.
But we've had so much fun.
Yeah. Well, how do people follow you guys? Or find you guys or whatever?
I'm Amanda_thighs on Instagram. No underscore on TikTok if you want to follow me on TikTok too.
People are into TikTok.
I don't know. I post about once a month on TikTok.
Mine's pretty simple, at Nicole Corey on Instagram.
Yeah, mine's pretty somewhat simple, at Dremeister, DREMYSTER.
Well,
It's not
you had
that
to
simple. You had to
yes,
spell
you
it.
had to spell it.
Well, you could do like the IE, and I'm like, no, that's not me. Yeah, I don't know. I did it when I was like 19. Who cares?
You've had Instagram for 11 years?
Yeah, like 19, 20. Yeah.
1920.
Yeah, 19 or 20. Yeah. That long. I was an
Not the
early
His
adopter.
age.
Wait, what? Oh, 19 or 20. I
Yeah,
thought you
19
said
or
19.
20.
I was like, are
I
you
knew
like,
that's what you gathered. Like,
I was
it's not
like,
the
what?
year.
Like, is that weird?
I was like
Like,
trying to
19 or 20.
I was like trying to figure out like, how do I make a joke about tying pictures to pigeons' feet? And, like,
Oh,
Were our
yeah.
grandparents even alive in 1920?
It's time for us to go.
Yeah.
We're done now.
Well, thanks for listening, guys. It comes out the week before Fittest, so you guys can watch for all our teams at Fittest. As always, follow us on Instagram if you're listening on a different platform or watching on YouTube, blacklisted.hq. Follow these guys too. Thanks for coming on, guys.
Yeah, thanks for
Thanks
having
for
us.
having me, man.
And now can you hit the end button on that awkwardly or hit the stop recording button? Nope, wait.
Oh, stop recording. I don't know where to go.
So bad.